to it. If you just joined us here for the first time here on LTC, I'm Marco Jacobs, and with me on screen, I have the other Jacobs clan with me, of course, Dr. Donovan and Master Christine. Welcome to it. Welcome to LTC, and welcome to Artists Connect.
Thank you so much, Marco, and good afternoon, everybody who's listening in this afternoon to us.
Velse is 'n artist, Marco, van sy een van die songs gekry, heilig en reinig en geproduce nog as sy is 'n artist.
Ek het gehoor, Pastor Donovan, dat hy is die main artist daar so by EKC.
Ja, en hierdie huiswoning by La Rochelle is ek die main artist. In fact, ek gaan my naam change.
So just before we started this conversation, I played you music by EKC Worship, and it started all off here on CCFM with the yard number. Yes, we still love you. Yes, I still love you. Shout out to Prudence.
Yes.
Shout out.
But welcome to it, and let's talk about Ecclesia Kingdom Community. I want to start there first before we get into Kings and Priests and as well as EKC. So you guys are the founders of Ecclesia Kingdom Community. This is where it all started before we get into the musical journey of EKC.
Yes, I am. Ecclesia Kingdom Community. Sommige mense Ecclesia. But it's Ecclesia Kingdom Community. We are the under shepherds of Ecclesia Kingdom Community. Our mandate is to prepare people for eternity. We don't just have a temporal view, we have an eternal view. And our contribution to the city right now, besides the practical aspect of raising sons and daughters to a Father who's in heaven, is also the kings and priests and the NBR that we quantitatively add value to the city of Cape Town. So yes, we were released from the lighthouse 15, 16 years ago, with the blessing, of course. And from there, we rested at Louisan Crescent, based on a prophetic word that the Lord has given us through Bishop Ali John Ali. And we were obedient to that call. And today, hundreds of people's lives have been changed to the glory of God.
Thank you for your obedience, and I think we need a lot more time to tell the whole story of EKC and how it has evolved. But can you imagine, Doc, after all of these years, if you look back, it was basically a youth ministry, eh?
Yes.
That you started, if you think about it.
100%. Jou ma draai na graf rood. Vir al die koppies en die parents wat fabriek is en al die vier en die galleys in die jaar. Wow, what beautiful memories. Yeah. Yes, Marco. You know, we started with youth. We never intended to have a church. It was God brought these youngsters into my life. And the amazing thing is this, they taught me how to be a father before I was a biological father. And all of them today, beautifully saved, beautifully serving the Lord. And the Lord has added to these lighties, and now they are fathers. And the Lord just increased EKC. The nucleus was youth. In my heart, I'm still a youth. My vrou dink jy altyd so nie, but I'm still a youth. And the church is vibrant, it's youthful, it's alive, thank God. And the Holy Spirit does signs and wonders amongst us every day.
Yeah, so true.
So I just want to shift to your sister or your niggie, or I don't know what your relationship is like now. But Master,
Ek sien die sister van
often when the Lord starts a work or a ministry as well, I want to talk to you as the wife, as a pastor as well. How did you find that? Sometimes we don't always sign up for these things, but now you're there. And tell us about when ministry started out and where you find yourself now.
Yeah, sure, Marco. You know, for me, it was an immediate yes, because I was part of the youth ministry before we got married as well. But what a journey it was with the youth, and then we got married, and then the youth was in the house, and then they moved from your mother's house to our house in breaking cups and saucers and breaking candles. It was a journey with them. But, you know, I would do it all over again, and exactly the same.
With me too.
With you too. Sometimes I question that, but yes, with you too.
Listen, you guys must behave because the
Oh,
people
yes.
have been asking about bringing you guys back for some marriage sessions again.
Ooh,
So hou dit vas, hou vas. Julle moet vir
Ons
julle
hou
inhou,
vas.
nee.
Nou, ek hou vas met my broer en my neef.
yeah,
So we're moving along swiftly, and I know ministry has its challenges, but it has its rewards, of course, as
yes.
well.
Yeah.
But let's talk about EKC Worship because that came out of EKC, of course, but also it was, what was that before?
His
When I copy
outfit.
and paste his outfit.
Is this outfit?
Yeah. It was the first name. Sergio and Maurice, they were trying to get a name for the worship band at the time. And then I think it was Sergio or Maurice that asked, what shall we call this outfit? Wat gaan ons die outfit noem? And then someone said, let's call it his outfit.
His outfit.
And that's how it started.
Yeah.
A lot of people still linger onto that name. But as you know, life there is progressing and there is higher. And we felt the need to have it as EKC Worship and move away from this the boys and the worship team in the house to a worship team that represents Cape Town. So you'll see as time progresses, it won't just be the people in the house. You'll see it on at Kings and Priests next Friday. It's EKC Worship, yes, but you'll see new faces that represents some people of the city. My heart is that we will have one worship team, one eldership team, one body, one spirit in Cape Town.
Yeah, I on purpose asked you those questions because sometimes we don't understand the journey. We don't always understand the beginnings of a thing. And a lot of people, they've become used to EKC Worship on the wireless, on our radio station, and there's a myriad of songs, but we don't always understand where it came from. I wanted people to hear your heart a little bit. But EKC Worship over the years have evolved. We can't pinpoint a sound as of yet for EKC Worship. There's a diverse sound there. And I think you guys are very proud of that.
Yes.
But I think EKC Worship, they've become a blessing to the nations, not just the city as well.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the intention behind, and I think you alluded a little bit to it. But let's talk about the intentions behind getting that sound out to this world, copying the sound of heaven and placing it here on earth.
Marco, that is my heart. It's my wife's heart. It's the heart of the church, that the sounds that we hear from heaven when we are in worship, we literally take that. It becomes some sort of song. But we must be careful because we might just equate worship to singing. So singing is part of what we do. And we've heard from the Lord that our worship is sacrifice and our worship is Father. If you don't worship the Father, you're not in worship at all. So we've heard this word. You must copy and paste the sounds of heaven and copy the sounds of heaven and paste it here on the earth. So it's a copy and a paste move. Whatever we hear, the Father is saying that we want to paste on the earth. And it is different, Marco, because sometimes you serve a diverse group of people. You serve the church, yes, but there are people that's in the church but not in the church. And then there are people that's out of the church completely. So the music and the songs and the rhymes and the spirit of it is for those type of people. Jesus said he has sheep that's not in this fold as yet. So we have EKC Worship, which is worship songs predominantly. Then you have Cape Culture, and those are for more towards a dance, more towards a people that's far from the Lord. And then we have Havana Nights. Those are for born-again believers that wants to have a good
And not
time
for your
in the
sister.
Lord. Not for my
And not for your
sister.
sister.
So we'll have
That's for your
such a
wife.
move next week, Saturday, a Havana Nights move where we'll dance and we'll repent on Sunday morning. Yeah.
You repeat on Sunday morning. I want to get there. I want to shift to your latest offering. And I think, what a song. And I think it's a song for everybody. Daar kom 'n beter dag.
Yes.
Just briefly talk us through that, the heart behind that, before we get to NBR and then back to EKC and Kings and Priests.
Marco, that song has been written over many, many, many years. And you know a little bit about the backstory of that song. But it happened one night, a friend called, and he was on his way to commit suicide. And I was on the phone with him. I said, listen, but please don't do this. Don't do this. Short and long of the story. Ek sê vir hom, daar gaan 'n beter dag kom, my broer. Daar gaan regtig 'n beter dag kom. That was something like 20 years ago. The Lord put that seed in my heart. And then I think it was this year. The song is actually English. It's not actually an Afrikaans song. So we've got the English version and we've got the Afrikaans version. We haven't recorded the English version because we're not sure what type of sound for what type of audience must be. But our hope is that the people in South Africa that can understand Afrikaans, that they'll understand, daar kom 'n beter dag. The Bible is clear. It says the path of the righteous is bright, and it gets brighter and brighter until that perfect day. It doesn't mean that you won't get problems along the way, but Christ in us, the hope of glory, will bring us through all of that and bring to us that better day that He has planned for us. So I want to say to someone, don't give up. 'n beter dag is aan die kom. It is aan die kom. Yeah, so that's the genesis of that song. It's for people that might just need a little push in the right direction. Maybe things are not working out in your marriage, in your finances, but God declares there will be a better day for you. Just hold on.
I know the intention of the song wasn't to be a hit song or to become number one, but it must feel satisfying if you think about it. The song made it to number one on our top 20 not too long ago.
Yes, Marco. My vroukie gaan nou praat. Ek wil net dit van my hart af kry. Ek wil baie dankie sê vir CCFM wat in ons geglo het al die jare wat ons daadwerklik by hierdie plek gebring het, né? And the leadership of CCFM, yourself included, and then the people in Cape Town who understand that we are different, Mark. I know we are different. We don't sing like the others. We don't interpret the spirit like the others, and that is the body of Christ. Hello, Pastor Clive. He says the song gives him strength and hope, and that is the reason for the song, is that someone can have hope and healing, dat daar kom 'n beter dag vir hom of vir haar. And yes, Marco, it is a satisfying feeling, and the Lord would honor us so much that you take the song to number one, and that message is, like I said, it's not just for us. It's not for EKC. It's not for EKC to be number one. It is that message must be number one. Dat daar kom 'n beter dag.
Yeah. So beautiful.
So I want to shift to the powerhouse, very underrated, undercurrent type of lady. Let's talk about Mastur. Let's talk about now Bold Relationships, NBR. Speak your heart about NBR. How did it come about, and what are you doing with this this movement?
Yeah, NBR also started so many years ago, and also being
With the
part
youth.
with the youth.
With the youth.
I want to say out of the youth, yes. NBR came. It started out as a need for the youth, where we had to started looking after them. We took them on camps. We took them through programs at schools, and eventually it became an organization. And a formal organization, it's registered, it's an NPO, a PBO. We still are in the schools. We're still looking after the school children with school uniforms, with stationery, with bags and books. We still look after them. We cannot do anything what we're doing through NBR without sponsors and partnerships. Through the years now, we've been partnering as well with some companies, going into schools, building libraries, revamping libraries.
Don't forget about the school bags.
Yeah.
And the uniforms.
And the uniforms, I'm saying we're doing the uniforms. We're doing quite a lot through NBR, but our heart is community. Our heart is the school children. So whatever we can do, whenever there's a need, whenever there's a call, we would go out to whatever school in Cape Town, of course, is in need.
We have a saying, Marco, amongst us: kingdom first, community always.
Community
It drives us. Kingdom first, community always. You know, we've put a lot of emphasis on kings and priests, but kings and priests, for a lack of better word, is just the bait to catch the fish. And the fish is the people in Cape Town need to understand this. We have two responsibilities. We have a responsibility as priests to serve and worship the Lord. But as kings, we have a responsibility, a social responsibility to help those who can't help themselves. And our drive as kings is to help the less privileged, like school children who can't afford school uniforms. And I've come to learn, you have learned this too. When we grew up, was die geld maar baie skaars, but put a uniform on a child, that child feels like $1 million. And that's our intent, our strong endeavor to put a child in a uniform. And so far, we've by the grace of God, we've put formal school clothing, like a formal uniform, shoes, all of that stuff, over more than 10,000 school children. And that includes bags as well, bags and stationery. So that is it. So we've got the two hands. We've got priests, kings and priests. We have the kingly part, NBR.
Yeah.
Sure, man. There's so much to unpack. And I think you're trying to simplify the kings and priests concept, and it's biblical, of course. Kings and priests also. You've been doing this for quite a while. What edition is that now, Doc?
This is now formally it is the 14th edition, but for the public out there, it is now going to be the 12th edition.
Okay. And it's now firmly established in the hearts of the Cape Town public, of course, kings and priests.
Yeah.
And maybe a few years ago, people wouldn't understand the concept, but it is something to experience. It is not a concert, not even an event. It's just you have to be there. Any of you two can answer that, what the heart of that is, and we're going to be talking about next week. But should people be fortunate enough to be there, what can they expect, especially this time around?
Marco, ons het net 23 tickets oor. Dis al wat ek vir die dierbare wil sê. Ons het net
23 tickets oor.
Ons het net 300 tickets oor, 'n plek vat net 600. What can you expect? Marco, all the people that will feel most at home at Kings and Priests are people who are authentic and original. Because all we will hear is original music. Daar is niks van covers van mense nie. Every song, every sound is original music. The Lekker Crew is going to be there. They're going to sing of the original songs as well. Father's House is going to be there. They're going to sing of their original songs. And then Hope Ministries in Heideveld, Apostle William Hess. His people are going to come and perform there as well. And then there's EKC Worship. We have 15 original songs, and we can only do 7 or 8 on the night. The beautiful thing about the evening is what we're going to call covenantal embrace. That is the theme. It is the embrace of the Father to his sons and us to him eternally. Before there was an old covenant, before there was a new covenant, there was the eternal covenant. So people say, for us, which covenant comes first? They say it's old covenant first, and then the new covenant. They are absolutely wrong. It is the eternal covenant first, and then the other two covenants chronologically come. So on that evening, we're going to have a pre-show, which is going to be youth, and they will be singing, they'll be dancing, they'll be acting, and then 7:30. 7:30, we start with a formal program, which is led by Trevino. I am not getting involved. Let me put it this way. It's going to be my wife, Pastor Alfonso, and Trevino. Hulle try om my in te trek, maar ek gaan nie ingetrek word. Ek wil 'n gas is hierdie jaar. So it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be original. We're trusting a mighty move of the Lord, that the Father's embrace will touch someone. There's going to be people there that I would have never met, but when they leave, we're all going to be friends. Marco, this is what I'm trusting God for. This is what I'm trusting God for. That there will be people there that needs to embrace the Father. And embracing the Father, they must embrace the brothers and the sisters there. So if you come there with a heart that's hardened, I can promise you God will soften your heart. And there's going to be lots of crying and tears as the Father opens your heart to accept your brother and sister. Because he said, make them one as we are one. So when the Father is one and we are one, then we are one in the Father and the Father is one in us. This is the heart of covenantal embrace. Embracing each other, embracing the Father, and all of us are one. Father and sons, forever as one.
I know you were very excited. I think in the last week we just chatted and you said, Marco, we've got new music, man. You're so excited about the new music. Makes me excited as well. And so people need to rock up. There's only 23 tickets left. Ooh, it's gotta
Ja,
go
as jy
quick.
baie oor.
So you gotta be there. And let me quickly just shift over to the beautiful one. Yep, let's go to Mastoor. Just MBR people, if they want to connect. Actually, before that, I realized now, hey, that we, the two of us, we've not really done a collab yet. I think in the new year, God willing, we'll do
Yeah,
something
yeah.
for the show. Lots of
That
good
would
can
be
come out of
amazing.
it, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, so I like it that you
Yeah.
said it could be amazing. You say, I don't even really ask, man. I mean, just want to join in.
Jy moet net seker maak
Wat is
as
die
hy alleen
details?
na jou toe kom.
Hey?
Jy moet net seker maak sy kom alleen na jou toe. Sê hier as jy
Hey.
onder my vat in man.
Yeah, yeah. No, that would be amazing. Thank you, Marco. I think we need to push NBR a little bit more. We've been running under the radar for a very long time, doing things in the community, and not only in the community but to homes as well. We've been in the homes, and not only at schools, but we've been in the community and under the radar.
And
But it's
tell Marco, we are in Africa now. Africa.
Oh, in Africa as well. Yes. It went up to Africa as well. So yes,
I've been thinking, man. I've been thinking because, listen, yeah, I've got resources that I've not tapped into. Then I see other media houses through their efforts benefiting from the resources in my camp.
Come on.
So I'm going to tap into that.
I feel that
I'm not the jealous kind, but we have resources.
Marco, but you must have a heart for it.
Oh, I don't. This is called LTC as Lunchtime Connect Day. There is a heart for everything and for everybody. And so you've come to the right place. All I want to say to you is come home.
Yes.
Welcome home.
That's
all I want to say. That's my heart. Just for MBR, how do people connect with you, Mastoor?
Yes, they can they can email me. They can send an email to info.
Facebook as well?
Email, Facebook as well. We are online, not online, on...
She's got a website.
We've got a
She's
website
got a
as
Facebook.
well.
She's got phone numbers. But I think probably...
She's on the socials, yeah.
Yeah, so it's by live for socials.
Yeah.
I think probably on Facebook would be the quickest, or via the website.
Yeah. They can email as well, info@nbrconnections.org.
Yeah.
So they are more than welcome to
simple
contact me.
As
simple as that.
Doc, just your final word. Sorry, ma'am.
No, I wanted to say NBR stands for Now Build Relationships.
Now Build.
And we are all about building relationships. And the Now stands for No Opportunity Wasted.
Opportunity wasted.
In building relationships. So I'm ready for that in the new year.
Goeie mense.
Malcolm, my finale woorde is ek is dankbaar. Baie dankbaar. Ontsettend dankbaar vir wat die Here in ons lewe doen, deur ons lewe doen, en ook dankbaar vir for the people that's listening to us now, that they would receive us in such a beautiful way. It gladdens the heart, and whatever we do as kings and whatever we do as priests is to glorify God. And if they want to partner with us via kings or via priests, we would so greatly appreciate it. But thank you, Marco, for opening up Cape Town's door and Cape Town's heart for kings and priests, NBR, and even EKC. Thank you so much.
I think, Doc, the next time around, outside of Kings and Priests the event, I think it is something that the body needs to know more about being kings and priests. So when I have an air next time, we'll chat about that, and then you can drill down to what it really is, and let's educate God's people in that regard. Just before you go, though, just the final details, kings and priests, all of the logistical stuff, costing, everything.
Volgende week, Vrydag aan, 23 mense kan nog inkom. Is by die bron, Willow Bridge. We're starting strictly at 7 o'clock. If you come 7:05, they would have started already. There's kids facilities. We have educare ladies who are trained. We have doctors on call. We have everything set up for our people to come and worship the Lord and to hear about what we do by NBR. So it's 150 Rand a ticket. All of the money is not coming to EKC, but it's going to NBR so that that money can use to fund a school child to have a uniform or a pair of shoes.
For 2025. And also, Marco, it's at the Bron, and it's at Willowbridge. There's restaurants. They can come early and relax, have something to eat, and we start at 7.
Okay, love that. And I'm going to test something out very quickly. She is a Jacobs after all. I'm going to be playing Daar Kom 'n Beter Dag featuring the Lekker Crew. Mr. Jacobs, won't you introduce the song Daar Kom 'n Beter Dag by EKC Worship and the Lekker Crew?
Good afternoon, I'm Christine Jacobs. And next on LTC Live is the Lekker Crew with EKC Worship singing
Daar kom
'n Beter Dag.
Well done. Putting it on the spot there, Mr. Jacobs. Well done, Mastoor. With that, I say bye to the Jacobses. Doc and Mastoor, Baba, thank you for gracing us.
Thank you, Marco. Thank you,
Till next time.
God bless you all.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So with that, let's play you that song by EKC Worship and the Lekker Crew, Daar Kom 'n Beter Dag.